Hello, my beautiful soul tribe. Just figured I'd check in tonight. I try to make these a little bit earlier. I had a really good evening though. I hung out with my dad and watched Gilligan's Island again. Not gonna lie. Didn't have a shop yesterday, but just couldn't squeeze it in. So here we are. Happy Thursday. We'll see if anybody comes in. It's just going to be a quick tribe vibe. I didn't know. Hi, how are you? I didn't know, since we have now here the full Kim Cran set, maybe we could dig into that. Hi, Free the People. Hi, Big 1111. I was also thinking about Rebecca Campbell's stacks, which I also have all of those. So you guys let me know, which way do you want to go? Should we hit Rebecca Campbell? Or should we hit these Kim Crans, the newer ones? These ones I definitely need the book, y'all. Not gonna lie. Oh, did you hear that? I knocked a big deck down. I got him. Follow my heart, free the people. Oh, that's what got me in this mess. I'm just kidding. So maybe we'll go with Rebecca, or I was going to say Rebecca Crayons. Both of them? No, we'll go with the Rebecca Campbell cards. The only thing is she doesn't have a tarot deck. So we'll have to look at the light seers with that. I like the light seers with her. So let us start with, I love that. It's great advice. Follow your heart. How is everybody? I hope you're having a great week. We're just going to do a collective and we'll see where we go from there. I really wanted to check in. See how the tribe is doing. Get a quick little, here we'll start here with, which deck did I just open? We're going to start with her Healing Waters deck. Healing Waters. Boop. Oh my gosh, my hands just stopped working, y'all. Healing Waters, okay. Best message, Spirit. Best message for the collective. Best message. It's been such a great week. It's been peaceful though. We're on spring break, me and my daughter, but we still do little school things because we fall out of line too easily if we get behind schedule a lot. So we've just had a really laid back week. I really enjoyed watching Gilligan's Island with my dad tonight. So much fun. Classic. We went from the season 1 was black and white, and then season 2 they started color, so that was fun. Sure, Drago. I'm online and these are cards. So here we go, guys. Best message, Spirit. Best message for the collective. What keeps us in our highest vibe? The water carrier. Handling our energies well. What really matters? Reflect. Reprioritize. Reflect and reprioritize. Where are your priorities, collective? I've had to do this too. This is that reframing energy we've been talking about lately. The reprioritizing, reframing what we're focused on, what really matters. Who really matters? What really matters? Connection matters, right? Feeling connected, feeling supported. by the universe, by self, connection with self. You don't know about card games? So we're talking about reprioritizing, right? Focusing on what's really important. What's really important, Spirit? That's a good question. Oh, something flipped. Did you see the way that flew out? I don't know if you guys saw that. Planetary waves, your soul mission, yo. Your soul mission. Trust the inner call. What did I say? Connection, soul team. What's important? I asked Spirit. Spirit answered. If you guys aren't asking Spirit, how do you get the answers? Trust your inner call. Trust where Spirit's leading you. That's beautiful. Planetary wave. Trust the collective. Trust like the vibe that you want the collective to go towards. You know, we're all part of the collective, the general collective. Did you see the way it flipped, Big 1111? That was wild. I don't think I've ever seen a card flip out that way. It was like came out of the bottom of the deck and flipped over my hand, like got caught on my thumb. And I don't even know how it got caught on my thumb. I've never seen a card flip out that way. But I love that. Planetary wave, soul mission, soul tribe. King tide. Prosperity, receiving the fullness of life. Yeah, it's when we do this reframing, when we start working together, when we start, there's like this energy of, we'll get into it already. There's like this Bible verse, and you guys, I don't know the numbers or anything. I can't help you with that. But it's about like removing it. It says something about removing the plank from your own eye before trying to remove the splinter from your neighbor's. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? That's the vibe, like this vibe that I've been getting a lot lately. So a lot of people are complaining that the collective isn't focusing on the highest timeline. But the people who are doing that are focused on what other people are doing. They're not focused on what they're doing. Do you know? Like some of us are out here and we are focused on the highest timeline, right? And those that are focused on the highest timeline aren't going around and really telling everybody else that they're not. I don't know how to express what it is that I was feeling when I saw that. It's like having responsibility for yourself, right? If you want the collective to work together towards a higher timeline, right? If you want everything moving in that direction together, you have to move in that direction, not turn around and yell at everybody behind you, right? That's not particularly effective. I mean, you gotta be a gentle force. I'm laughing because it's just like the long game, guys. Consistency, persistency, patience. How are you showing up for self? The way you're showing up for self is the way you're showing up for collective. Right? If you're one of those people that's always complaining about how everybody else isn't showing up, complaining is how you're showing up. How effective is that going to be, right? Oh, sorry guys, that was a hard truth. The long game, yeah, literally says that on there too. The long game. You know, that's that. I mean, ooh, another weird flip. These cards are just full of energy tonight. Inner power, unbridled confidence, claiming your place. Yeah, step into it, guys. You can't just, right? We can't go around yelling at everybody else that they're not in their highest timeline. The moment you do that, you've stepped out of yours. Right? What a powerful message. I was not anticipating that. I had no, like, sometimes I come in here and I have, like, a thought that I, have been meditating on for days. And while I have had many thoughts this week to meditate on, this was not one of them. But I like this. I like this, Spirit. Let's look at ancient stones. We'll go through all of her decks and just pull a few here and there. See what comes out. I might have to look these ones up, but we'll see what happens. She's pretty straightforward. I like her decks. What a vibe, huh? What is it? I can't remember if it was... I can't think of his name now. It's a philosopher, an ancient philosopher. And he says something about stop talking about being a good man and just be one. It's quite literally like the most basic, the sanctuary, harmony, balance, joy, contentment. Yeah, you don't find that when you're complaining. Spirit's like, that doesn't come by complaining about the people around you. Right? Harmony and balance, joy, contentment. That doesn't come in by asking everybody else to step up. It comes in when you step up, when you claim your place. I love that rainbow. Double rainbow. All the way across the sky. I recently saw a picture like this. Do you see? There's several of them, actually. There's another one here. There's one there. There's one back here. There's here. I recently saw a picture, I feel like it was almost maybe around a tornado or one of those tornado generating storms that was all rainbows in every direction this week. I don't know if anybody else saw that. It was wild. So the way we do this, guys, the way that we step into it and we take up our space in our highest timeline, right, is the pursuit of this. The pursuit of balance, joy, contentment. One of the things I was saying today is it's very important. We come in here and we talk a lot about the shadow work, talk a lot about the things that we have to heal and things we have to work on, but it's equally important to come in here and talk about the things that are fun, that make us happy, to have that laughter. I used to make a practice of, for example, it's, balancing your light work and your shadow work. It's very important. Very, very important to take care of the inner child when you're doing shadow work. A spiral journey, growth, renewal, healed. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. I love those little paths where you have to follow it to get to the center. I think they have some in Romania that are like stone lined, which makes sense. Spiral journey, growth, renewal, healed. That's that inner child. The necessity for the light work. Okay, guys? The light work is the time when you take all of that heavy stuff that you just released, the heavy stuff you've been working on with your shadows. And you just that's the release, that's the time you let it go. That's the time that you forgive yourself. You give others the space to be human. You rest, you rejuvenate. I like to say that my light work is my reading is more or less my shadow work most of the time. We work through the heavy stuff, but my light work is when I'm doing the jewelry. And it's like the tangible, creative, pour out into the universe energy, That brings in that lightness, that joy, that contentment. gives me a chance to renew my energy, rest, rejuvenate. You know, it can't be always about the shadow work, right? And I think that's one of the messages it is about the people that are going around and always accusing everybody else of not stepping into the highest timeline. And I see this a lot, right? And I'm not trying to say that because it's really funny because in almost drawing attention to it, I'm doing the same thing. I'm not trying to complain about anybody, just to be clear. I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm just saying that in order to step into our highest timeline, you have to be willing to do it yourself. Oh, yeah. When you're doing that shadow work, energy shield, protection, inner strength. This is a beautiful card. The Hagstone. They say when you look through the center of a hagstone, you can see into the fairy realm. Did you guys know that? Does anybody here have a hagstone? I have a friend who has one. Right, Jackson? I'm really not trying to toss shade. It's just what's coming out in the cards. I just have to read what I read here. Sorry. Oh, we got two more. Yeah. Pave your own way, leadership, courage. Forged, I said courage, and the word was forage right after it. Leadership, courage, foraged, don't follow. Stay true to you and call it to you. Exactly. Following the highest timeline. There's a huge need for balance, though. I think that's what I was getting at. Okay, so back when I first, well, it wasn't when I first started pouring into spirituality because that was years ago, decades. Shh, we won't talk about that. Anyways, there was this time, I'll say, this frame of time, this phase I went through, this cycle, where I would listen to a lot of, you guys know Teal Swan. And then there's Abraham Hicks. And I always found that, like, I needed a mix of them both. Like, Teal Swan will do a lot of really heavy shadow work stuff, but she doesn't really talk a lot about the light, right? And then Abraham Hicks talks a lot about the light and doesn't really talk much about the shadow stuff. The wisdom keepers, exactly. A new perspective, study and learning. And it was like to have that balance between the two. Secret chamber, potency, deep connection, treasure. Yeah, helped me get in better connection with myself. Helped me manage my own ups and downs. You have to have that. Like, a lot of people are always like intimidated by the shadow work, the healing process, right? And it can be extremely intimidating. You feel like it never ends. And what it's really asking, what Spirit's really asking us to pay attention to are these moments when we can really get this rejuvenation and enjoy how far we've already come, the work we've already done. It's one thing to encourage other people. I think that's the thing about the energy. It's like it's one thing to encourage other people. It's another thing to condemn them for not doing their journey the way you do your own. And maybe Spirit just wants us to be sure that we're not condemning each other. And maybe that's part of the message here tonight. Is to make sure that you're not judging, comparing yourself to others and judging others so harshly that you're unwilling to do your own part, right? And that would be this is more important sometimes. The balance, the joy, the contentment. It's like you can't, the whole point of the shadow work is so you don't have to stay in it, right? The whole point is to come through and discover the light. Not just in yourself, but in each other through connection. Thank you, Spirit. I like that. Let's see. What else do we have from Rebecca Campbell? Thank you, Rebecca Campbell, for so many beautiful decks to choose from. Let's get a light seers. Let's do the light seers, which is not Rebecca, but that's okay. I like the colors. Before we get into the Star Seed and the Work Your Light decks, we'll hit up the tarot. That's what we'll do. Thanks, guys. I might do a few personals after the general. You never know. If I'm feeling awake and frisky. We'll see what happens. I knew I was coming on a little late. Oh, gosh. I knew I was coming on a little late tonight. I really am just taking in, guys. I can't believe my dad is 93 this year. Like, he turned 93 in December, and I'm really just kind of trying to soak in all the time that I do get with him. You know, there's not a lot of people in our lives that make it to 93, so thanks, Free the People. So when he comes over, I used to like to try to sneak in a little reading when he was here. And I thought about it tonight, and I was just having so much fun just sitting out there and soaking up the connection, being content, being happy, right? Doing a different type of light work. That's that inner child stuff. Watching Gilligan's Island with my dad. You know, you don't get that time back. Ooh. Oh, that's so cool. You met him. So Seven of Cups came out in reverse. Whenever I see the Seven of Cups in reverse, right? So Seven of Cups upright is about having options. So in reverse, it's almost like feeling stuck or having a lack of options. Do you know what this is? It's a lack of perspective. It's that, like, the energy I was talking about earlier, that staunch energy of thinking everybody's journey needs to look like yours, right? If I thought all of you needed to be readers, that kind of, you know what I mean? Like, you have to make room for everybody's journey to look different. If you want the vibe to be collectively, okay. Your words matter. Hold on a second. I'm hearing something. I'm hearing like multiple messages at the same time. But it's like your words matter. What you're putting into the universe matters, right? I want to see a collective that grows. So I'm going to put into the universe, I see the collective growing. I see people on their spiritual journeys. The light in me recognizes the light in you, right? For me to be like, oh, Free the People, you're not doing your journey right. You know, that's the warning I'm seeing from it. It causes more friction, right? It causes more of that. It's that scripture. It's that scripture I heard when we first started, removing the trying to remove, what is it? Remove the plank from your own eye before you remove the splinter from your neighbor's. That's the vibe. I'm telling you. 100% that's the vibe. When I see this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, it's like just not being grounded. Not being grounded in who you are, what you're doing. Ooh, 1111, 2212 I see at the top as well. Watch those scarcity mindsets. That could be it too. This could be that energy of looking down on others. where they are in their journey, not giving them the space to be human or experience what they're meant to experience, bring to the table what they're meant to bring to the table, right? Take up the space they're meant to take up. Whoa, okay, Spirit. Temperance, we need to be patient with each other. Protective. When we... Thank you, Spirit. When we're patient with each other. What a space. The capacity for love, the capacity for abundance when we hold space for each other's journey, when we hold space for each other to bring their own unique gifts. Hi, Ends Human. How are you? I'm just doing a collective. Thank you for asking. When we work together. So a lot of times 5 of Wands is like, it's a competition, right? And it can even be like I've heard people, well, I guess, yeah, it could be like an inner conflict even. But sometimes when I see this card, I actually see how like they're each helping each other. Right? And wands are like burdens a lot of times in the decks, right? So it's like these people are using their lessons. They're using what they've learned, what they've carried with them to sort of, they're kind of lifting each other up. I don't know how to explain it. I remember there was this artist that had like these real, I can't even, you guys, this would be insane to try to explain. So I'm not even going to. But she had like this stick and I'm going to explain it anyways. And like she could balance like 30 or 46 out. She was on like America's Got Talent or something crazy like that. I don't know if anybody saw her. But it was like she couldn't even breathe without knocking like the feather off the furthest stick that she stacked. There was a feather on like that she stacked on the top of the first stick. And then she just kept going. And they were like bigger and bigger and bigger sticks until the feather was way out. And that's like what we can do collectively for each other when we do that shadow work. When we do our own shadow work, we're helping to lift up the other people around us, right? We're helping to encourage. We're helping to spark growth. But it starts with how you love yourself. It starts with how you take care of you. It starts with how you connect with spirit. Hi, Retro Life. I'm good. Thank you for asking. What you value. What you're standing on. She is not concerned about what her neighbor is standing on. You know what I mean? She's got her own. She's got her own. She's had her own healing, her own process. I love this 10 of Pentacles. This has got to be one of my favorite 10 of Pentacles, guys. I can't lie. What a beautiful vibe. Each one unique, each one special, each one with its own gift, each person with their own gift. No two journeys alike. Ironically, no two journeys are alike. Because we have, I mean, this is a collective reading, so it's like we're all alike. You know what I mean? It's like we're all experiencing similar things on our journeys, but it comes around in different ways. The lessons are taught in different ways, and we learn different things in different lifetimes too, guys. And I'll tell you, anything you don't learn in this lifetime, you probably could have come back and learn in the next. Right? Be patient with yourselves. Be patient with others. I was going to say this earlier. There's at no point in your journey are you ever going to stop learning. You're never going to, you know, until you, yeah, until the end. You know? Yeah, until the end, guys. There's at no point do you stop reaching a higher version of self. So really just take the time to appreciate your ability to do that. Your capacity for growth, your capacity for compassion, your capacity for empathy, your capacity to learn and heal, getting out there and traveling, how you handle the different stressors in your life, how you handle the difficult people. That's a true, right there, hello, magician and strength. That's a true alchemist right there. Someone that's focused on self. And not in a selfish way. I'm not talking about being focused on the ego. I'm talking about being focused on the highest timeline. I'm not focused on the highest timeline that anybody else can achieve, right? Focused on the highest timeline I can give, the highest timeline I can produce. Luckily, for me, that includes a lot of you. Exactly, free the people. Absolutely sacred, individual and sacred. Every single one of them. I remember when I was, okay, so shortly after my daughter and I were homeless, we moved into this crappy little apartment that was probably no bigger than my bedroom is now. Which we are so blessed. We are so, so blessed. But it was in like a little building full of like, I'm not going to lie, it was full of like crackheads and, you know, I don't know a nice way to put what it, escorts. I'm trying to think of the nicest way to put it, guys. Anyways, it was not a very lovely place to be with this little special needs kid, you know. And I used to go to bed every night and like just imagine. I had just seen the movie The Secret. And I used to go to bed at night and imagine what it would be like to live in this very building where I live now. Every single night. And then the day that I had some help come through, they called and asked me if I still wanted an apartment over here. It was like a year to the day that I started doing that meditation practice at night when I went to bed. Telling you it works. It was very shady for the people. It was extremely shady side part of town. And oh, but you know, one of the things that I did there, one of the things that it's like having to stay positive in that situation was very, very difficult. I think that that is the big takeaway for me was I was the type of person at the time my daughter was like just starting to experience her food allergies. So I was just starting to figure out what was going on with those. And there'd be like, you know, the homeless guy is knocking on I couldn't have like 2 pennies to rub together. And there would be like a homeless guy hungry at my door, and I would feed him whatever I had there. I would give him whatever I had there. I would give him gloves. I would give him hats. It didn't matter if I had it or, you know, what I had or didn't have. Like, it's important to be those kind of people. Like, it's important to be open to connecting with people in any stage of their journey and accept them there where they are. To be brave enough to answer the door and help people when they really need it, you know? Those are ways that you unlock your manifestations. But Spirit probably never would have given me this apartment if I hadn't have been that kind of person where I was. If I hadn't have been so grateful for what I already had there, I never would have been given anything over here. That was it. Free the people. There's this particular guy around my town who's homeless. And whenever I see him, he's got like so much soul in his eyes. they're like the most crystal clear, bluest, most beautiful, like unconditionally loving eyes that I've ever looked into in my, like you know, when they say somebody can look right into your soul, that's this dude. And whenever I see him, I give whatever I'm going to share with this guy, whatever, whenever. It's like allowing that connection. Hell, when I was in college, there was this girl who like wouldn't talk to people who clean the buildings because her father taught her that if people couldn't advance her career, they weren't worth her energy. I thought that was a really sad way to be raised. And then one night she got locked out of the building, and the person who I knew very well, the cleaning person, was the person who let us in. You know, so it was like, it's just, this person can advance your career, you know? Like, if that's that perspective thing and not comparing your journey to anybody else's, you know? It's so important. And that's also where that shadow work comes in that perspective. Oh, I love it. I think I was all over you guys with these cards tonight, so I apologize if I didn't have a thesis prepared. Kind of willy-nilly this one. I still want to pull something, but I don't know what yet. I don't think I'm done yet. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope something resonates anyways. I don't even know where that vibe, where that whole thing came from, where I just, the splinter in the eye. I really got it off those first couple cards. Very curious. I want to look at the Work Your Light and the Starseed deck because those are some of my favorites. And then we'll see where we go from there. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting me. Oh, look at that, 1212 on my end. Thanks for all the likes and the subscribes. Thank you for hitting notified. So when I come on Sunday, you can come get your personals. Don't forget that. Also, if you want to make an energetic donation, all of the different ways that you can contact me and reach out, or I think that I linked my jewelry. If you guys want to make an energetic donation and you want something tangible back, you could buy something from my jewelry page. Whatever. It's not necessary. I do this because I love you guys, but I also like to share my stuff with y'all. I think my Cash App is over there too if anybody wanted to make a donation that way. Perspective. Didn't I just say perspective? Did I not just use that word like 3 times? Perspective, perspective, perspective. Your perspective is everything right now. None of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. Exactly. Zoom out. If you feel really focused on comparing somebody else's journey to your own, zoom out. Zoom out. Perspective, perspective, perspective. Thank you, Spirit. It's like that Hanged Man card was a lot of perspective, too. Ooh, heavy message. Heavy, heavy message. Not too heavy. I think it's not like a sad message. It's just a check yourself message, you know? Oh, thank you, Spirit. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. It's not the water deck. I had to look. Because didn't we have I mean, the water deck, I expect all the wave cards to come out, but I don't expect the wave card to come out after using the water deck. That's funny. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Time is not running out. Zoom out. Feels like a blink of an eye when we're here. I was thinking about this week, you guys, where it's like, I'm not quite sure how to put this yet. It's like a thought experiment that I've been having lately where I think about the lotus, right? And the lotus can be kicking around in the mud for 100 years. And doesn't that sound familiar? It's like your human form, your human body, the three-dimensional self that you are, comes down here into the mud and the muck of earth to kick around for 100 years. And it's like not until just at the very end that you really crack open to become a flower, to be that spiritual being that's feels contained inside. But it's like the shell is like, I always say this one too, I compare it to like a filter. Like the three-dimensional world is like a filter, like a pair of glasses or a filter you can use on your phone that like hides all the other dimensions. You know? Thank you. Activated earth. Activated earth. Trust where you're led. It's like you were led here to this place. You were planted. You were planted to grow, right? And it takes a while for the shell of that seed to soften, to become pliable, to break open and allow the root to come out, to allow the plant to expand from there, to allow the soul to blossom, to bloom. 100 years sometimes that takes. Zoom out. Time is not running out. Look at that. Birth is a portal. We have such a great capacity for love. We all do. That's another thing. That was it. I did have this thought earlier this week where it's like when we're watching our words, watching how we're talking about people, watching how we're talking about ourselves, watching what we're putting into our universe. If you go around, like, think about it. Would you like somebody to take your biggest insecurity and tell the world you could never change? You'll never grow from that. You'll never expand. You'll never, it's, if you go around, if you have I don't know, if you're a feminine and you have somebody that you love very much that isn't making you happy, a masculine, vice versa, and it's like you're going around and, oh, it's always this. They'll never change. That's what you're manifesting. Stop telling the universe that the people around you aren't growing, aren't getting on their highest timeline, aren't achieving the things that they are meant to achieve in this lifetime for themselves. Like, stop projecting that on other people, right? When they say like, what's the golden rule? Treating others the way you would want to be treated yourself. Right? If you wouldn't want somebody to run around and be like, that person's never going to change, they're never going to heal that. Yeah, you're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. Yeah, this is all about how you connect, though. Connect with others in the universe. Watch how you talk about others in the universe, right? We all have the capacity to heal. We all have the capacity to learn. We all have a very deep capacity to love, to embrace each other on our journeys, to encourage each other. Encouragement is so much sweeter than criticism. I'm sorry. I'm telling you guys, encouragement is so much better than criticism. defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. Oh, I was just talking about the root and the flower. So this is funny, right? We had trust the timing, trust the wave you came in, and time is not running out. And then this one says it's not yet time. Things are being woven. So if you're feeling really, really impatient, I would say check yourself. There's a big call for a need for patience, patience with others. That may be a call for patience with self as well. Oh, patience, patience, patience. Thank you. Thank you, Big 1111. You guys are the best. Anger, softening to love. I know I just said that. Earthed, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. It couldn't be more spot on. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Learning how to give each of us the space to have our own sacred journey. A return to spirit. A return to self. Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. I love that. I love love, and love loves me back. I love softening to love. I don't know if it was on Sunday. It came out quite a bit. Oh, maybe it was last week when we had the hedgehoggies in the Kauai tarot deck, and it kept coming up, a softening of self, right? Check the anger. If you're angry about something, it's important information, but it's not information you necessarily have to act on, okay? Reflect about what it is that you can do to high clarity, to sort of further your timeline. If you're experiencing a lot of anger right now, it's really a call to go inwards and figure out what that wound is. It's not a call to project it out onto others. It's a call to go inwards and take a look at it, okay? That's the softening to love. Anger usually points directly to a wound in self, okay? Yes, other people can do things that anger you. I'm not saying that other people don't anger you, but usually it's because of a wound you already have, right? And we know certain people tend to be a little bit more wounding than others. I think I'm about to sneeze, y'all. Shut up. Don't pick on me for that. Oh, God. Good Lord. Did I do the... I must have. The Work Your Light deck already? Let's do it again. Do I remember what? Oh, Rosa, a lot of people come through here. I don't remember you specifically, but I've seen a Rosa, so it might have been you. Thank you, Clarity. I don't know if it's my allergies or what. I hope I'm not coming down with something. Double mission. Lightworker starseed. Serve the world by being you. Okay, we talked about that a little bit earlier. That's a lot of that balance energy, right? The need to do, you can't just do shadow work. That would be exhausting. You can't just do light work. Nothing gets healed that way. I mean that in the sweetest way. Because there's a point, like the reason for the light work, right, is to shine onto those shadows. Right, is to have something to shine onto those shadows. So if you're doing all the shadow work and you don't have anything to shine onto them, it's exhausting. It's like make sure you have a balance of both. Let's see what else comes out. Yeah, I want to keep that double Double mission. I'm just kind of willy-nilly in it, guys. We are all over the place, and I don't even care. Lifting the veil, questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. That's that triggery Mars junk. Oh, this is that deck. I love you guys for being so patient with me. It's the same deck. I just have it apparently in 3 different places right now. Star family, you're that's what you guys are, my star family. This other card over here says take action, right? Baby steps, take action. You're part of a team of souls. Call and support. Oh, probably. You know, Rosa, I do about 40 readings on Sunday, and I don't remember them all usually by the time I wake up Monday morning. Sometimes something will stick with me, and I have to sort of meditate on it for a couple days, and I'll come back with something new from it. What did I not? I didn't touch her rose deck. I don't know. Guys, this isn't my favorite of her oracles. So I don't remember it specifically, Rosa, but I'm sure it's true. Thank you for returning. I appreciate it. This 40 readings is a lot of readings on Sundays. And I really, sometimes I can't remember the first one by the time I get to the last one. So, hi, Desiree. Welcome in. Welcome if you guys are new here. 1515, I see at the top. This is change, but it's like spirit-led change. It's trusting your intuition, right? Creating growth. Change is scary, guys, but Spirit's got your back. Oh, I do remember that, Jojo. I do remember that one. Oh, that's so funny. Let's see, what do we get? Best message, Spirit. The rose thread, inner call, soul-led, the mystic, living courageously. The inner calling, guys. The inner calling is the light work, you know? The inner calling is the light work. The shadow work is the triggers, the stuff that keeps you from being courageous enough to do the soul-led work, right? The soul-led work is the light work. The shadow work is dealing with all the trauma and the triggers that keep you from stepping into that version of self. And when we go back to the beginning, one of those things that keeps you from stepping in to that full level of self, that big you, that big boss energy of you, that light worker self, is going around and telling everybody else that they're not doing their part, right? Stop talking about being a good man and be one. I don't know if that was Seneca or... Hey, Rosa, it's your card. Hidden in plain sight, mysteries, learning and teaching. Sub Rosa. That's funny, Rosa. This deck is talking to you. What a beautiful time to be alive. The way we all get to connect with each other, I'm surprised more people don't enjoy it. So many people complaining. I'm surprised more people aren't joining it or enjoying it, excuse me. Beloved within, inner and outer relationships, a sacred union. Ooh, Rosa, maybe you will get your ex back. I mean, I was not trying to go there, but if the deck is talking to you, and that might be yours. I feel like I'm going to sneeze again, guys. Wild. After the rain, silver lining. This is me. Always the silver lining. Always the optimist. Hope, mercy, acceptance, right? Accepting that we are all here to learn different things, right? We don't have to force our path on anybody else. Surrender to the surrender to the mystery. Sorry, fall into her arms. I don't think I've ever seen this card, but it's beautiful. I'm going to take that in. There is a little bit of romance coming through, guys. Maybe that's, I don't know. Yeah, when you get this heart healing, when you get that shadow, that nice balance of shadow and light work. The connection. I love that. Time eases. The fertile void. Inner winter rest. Patience is coming out again, guys. Patience is coming out again. Potency, secret beginnings. Ooh. If you don't want to have kids out there, guys, be careful. Fertility's been really strong lately in the collective energy. So, so you know, if you're not interested, speaking of, look at right at the bottom. What did I say, guys? Holy cow, did I not just go into the whole thing about the lotus seed? How we're like lotus seeds? How we get dropped down here on earth and we like just muck around in the mud for 100 years. And that's when the real growth comes after this. We're just learning how to soften our shells down here. We're just kicking around and we're learning how to open up and be vulnerable as spiritual beings, having that human experience. That was a beautiful card. Codes of the seeds. The blueprint is within you. Take the next step. Yeah, when you get through that shadow work, you do a little bit of shadow work, you get a step closer to your purpose. You do a little bit more shadow work, you step a little closer to your purpose. Let me tell you those, guys, sometimes your purpose only needs to be. Sometimes you just need to be. You don't need to have a goal all the time. You don't need to have all the answers all the time. Sometimes your purpose is just to be. To allow the universe to move around you. Now you are the universe experiencing self, right? To allow the universe to move with you. To allow yourself to be moved. To allow yourself to be unmoved. That might cause a little bit more friction, though. I don't know what I'm looking for, guys. I'm over here staring at my decks. I thought about maybe just pulling a couple more because I am having fun. It's been a good message. But I ran out of Rebecca Campbell. So how about we grab a Beyond Lumeria? And then we'll probably dip into my an affirmation or two. And then maybe get some scripture. My favorite deck. Love that little deck. And then, oh, hello. I can almost pick up this deck of cards. I don't know if you guys could see that. That was funny. Like one card would not go. So I love this, guys. I see a lot of like, you're allowed to rest. Thank you, Spirit. You're allowed to rest between shadow work and light work. There's allowed to be a season of rest. There's allowed to be time to breathe, process, absorb, let go, whichever it is that you need to be doing. Reclaim your energy. Yeah, that time in between. Hello again with the lotus seed energy, right? Hello, Rhonda. It's so good to see you. Welcome back. I always call the feminine sisters, and I think I'm going to start calling the masculines bro earths or something. Bro earthers. Sisters and bro earthers. Isn't this a cool deck for the people? I love this one. There's so much beautiful art. Stepping through. It's such a beautiful... I don't even know why I was originally called to it, but I wasn't surprised when I saw Mount Shasta card in it. I've always wanted to go to Shasta. I had like a huge calling to the Lemurian collective. I don't know if you've gotten into like reading any of that mythology or anything around quote unquote mythology, you know, whatever they want to call it. A sip. The light beings, you know, I think the story goes something like, is it the Lemurians are the ones who had a war with the Atlanteans? Yeah, I think that this one is Lemurian. Yeah. This one is Lemurian. This is a Lemuria crystal. I think I have a couple of them probably. They are considered record keepers, Lemurian stones. They have sometimes like these little, they have this very unique, I don't know if I can really catch it. Oh yeah. Do you see all the legend has it that these little lines, oh, my ears just started ringing, that the little lines in the faces of the crystals is like the records, like the actual records. It's very interesting. It's like where the information is stored in them. I thought that was cool, like reading about them. Yep. Did you type that before I said it for the people? They're one of my favorite crystals, actually. I think this is just a regular clear quartz, and you can see it's like super, super smooth. And the Lemurian is shaped different. It's like wider at one end than the other. They like, I don't know, they do this thing. It's different. I think I have some small ones around here too somewhere. Probably in the other room. Oop. Oop, oop. Healing, guys. High heart chakra. Ecstatic bliss. 30 and 6. 369 energy, Tesla. What do we have? I'm reading oracle cards right now. I just did a huge little collective reading, and I'm just flipping a few more extra cards before we say goodnight. Oh, thank you for checking out the channel. I see 18 at the top. Thank you guys for all the likes. Thank you for any new subscribers and anybody joining us. Oh, Danielle, this is a collective tonight. Thank you for asking, though. But if you like and subscribe and you come back on Sunday, I usually do anywhere from 30 to 40 readings on Sunday nights, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have to get here early if you want to get in on the list. Seamless Unspeakable. I do break it up, guys, in lists of 10s on Sunday, so that, like, if you don't get here early, you still get a chance to get on the list. It doesn't end up being a super long or crazy list. I find it to be the best way to manage my Sunday lives. Oh, thank you. So, guys, this is that energy coming in, the seamless unspeakable. This is like what I was talking about, how, like, what we do down here on earth is only preparing us for the next level, guys. It's just, it's a drop in the bucket of what we get to experience as the universe. The way we come down here and we just... I was thinking about how, like, change is so scary, right? And it's like the only thing that's consistent and constant is that things are always changing. And it's like how you see those changes, like seeing them as opportunities for growth, brings about this healing and this ecstatic bliss. It's when we go home, when you like return to self. I don't know how else to put it. When you really return to self, to knowing that you're whole, it's going to be so magical. It's going to be so blissful. Ah, so beautiful. Yeah. We're experiencing this right now. Let it happen. Radical expansion. And a starseed elemental. I actually want to look up this card. I'm not going to lie. I don't see it often. And I don't think I've ever looked it up. So let's look it up real quick. 45. Oh, look at that, you guys. I opened right up to 44. It's 45. This is exactly what we were talking about earlier. Children as teachers, fun, lightheartedness, joy, laughter, newly incarnated souls, the child within, maintaining an inquisitive perspective, wonder and imagination. Being with children can be a great way to recapture wonder, innocence, unapologetic truth, and wisdom. Their realities are not yet muddied. Could we get any more references to what I was saying earlier about how we're planted here? 1919, I see. Sometimes adulting can be too serious. That's what I mean, guys. That's the balance. It can't be all the shadow work. Healing, you should never look at the healing process as being all shadow work. Don't do that to yourself. It's a mix. It's a balance. This seamless, unspeakable, this soul energy, this ether, right? That spiritual energy behind everything. It's that like light being shined on those shadows. Anyways, let me get back to reading. Sorry. I distract so easily by the pretty pictures. I'm not going to lie. It says, sometimes adulting can become too serious. When this happens, bringing a childlike, light-hearted sense of play to your perspective can be the most productive way to rebalance. Facing challenging circumstances with inquisitiveness can bring joy to whatever we are accomplishing. Imagine stepping into a child's shoes and seeing how they perceive the world. I do this. People think I'm crazy, but I do it. I don't care. I'm going to hug trees when I walk to the shop to get my coffee. I'm going to play in the mud and the dirt and have fun. I roll down hills. If I see kids rolling down a hill, I'm going to roll with them. That's just how I am. This is why I became a nanny, guys, because kids are more fun. I want, back in the day, that was why I would rather stay home and hang out and play with 5 kids than work with adults. It's just no getting around that. Think back to when you were little and what you loved to do. Remember how the world felt around you and how magical and mysterious things may have been. What has changed? What would you tell the 7-year-old you? I love that as a thought experiment. I don't know if any of you have done a lot of the inner child work where you like talk to your younger self, but it's super powerful practice. It's the reparenting, sorry. It's a method of reparenting. The little people of today will be the inventors, creators, and leaders of tomorrow. Amen. How can we help nourish their big souls to ready them for an optimal journey through life? Right now, powerful souls are incarnating on Earth to help with the progress of this planet. All children are equally special, but some may have different or unique needs due to their more sensitive and energetic natures. Thank you, Spirit. That's beautiful. The ways children were brought up in previous generations may not be the best options for today. Thank you, Spirit. I needed that. Humans are evolving, and children can be our wisest teachers. May we listen to them with our hearts and let their ways unveil fresh new eyes so we may see a whole new world. So yeah, bringing a sense of play in. Ah, yeah, we said that a couple times. You guys, I'm seeing again the card from the Light Seers, that 10 of Pentacles in my head. And there was like that. Oh, it's so playful. There's like some huge inner child. Okay, I got the whole reading right out. Huge inner child vibes. Where'd it go? It's the one that's still there. Yeah, don't neglect your inner child, guys. No, where'd it go? That's wild. There it is. Make time for the littles. Make time for that playful, joyful, fun-loving. It's a huge part of the journey. Huge part of the journey. And like I'm saying, you guys, the healing doesn't have to be so intimidating when you fill the spaces in between with that inner child work. One of my favorite creators, you guys, one of my favorite creators, there's actually two of them, is Marky Mouse and his wife Eva Loves Disney, and they're here on YouTube, and like they go to Disney all the time, and it's like I can't go to Disney all the time, but my inner child takes so much joy in hearing them like laugh on a roller coaster. You know what I mean? Like it just does something for my inner soul to like hear all the kids running around in the park playing. It's like the most beautiful ASMR for your inner child. So you guys, if you ever want to check them out, you tell them I sent you over there. So, it's Marky Mouse and Eva Loves Disney. They're two separate channels, but they're a husband and wife duo, and I absolutely love them. Let's get some affirmations. We've been talking about raising our vibration, right? For pretty much most of this reading. So let's get a few out of here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for all the likes and subscribes. Thank you for all of the support and all of the encouragement. I appreciate you so much. Clear your karma. That's the shadow work. Karma gets cleared. Well, let's just say the karma gets revealed. It's like when the karma hits, that's what reveals the shadows that you have. You know what I mean? The shadows you have to work on. When you do that shadow work and then you step into your purpose and you start doing that light work, that's when you start calling in the Dharma. That's when you start bringing those blessings towards you. I lovingly accept myself. Accept where you are on your journey, accept where others are on theirs, right? We don't have to compare. We don't have to be all concerned about everybody else's, right? Raise your vibration is a mantra that calls me to light up. You are safe here, guys. My high vibe heal the world. My high vibes heal the world. Remember that, guys. It's the same for you guys, too. It's so easy. Okay, it's so easy to like feel angry and discouraged today. It really is. Oh, thank you, Dan. I appreciate you. I am supported on my path. My breath connects me to life. When you're thinking about being a spiritual being, having a human experience, that really is it. The breath of life connects you to the whole thing. That part, guys. That part right there. That part right there. Right? It is safe for you to shine. It's safe here. It's safe for you to shine. It's safe for you to have an inner child that lights up, that does the things that they enjoy to do. Hi, Justice. It's nice to meet you. Welcome. Welcome in. I see 11:22 on the clock there, you guys. That might be a number that's significant to you. Working with the universe, trusting your intuition, ones and twos, pairing up with your spirit guides, your team. Hi, Hannah. Welcome in. Hey, Hot Cheeto. I do remember Hot Cheeto. I'm very good, Hannah. Thank you. I might be coming down with a little cold. Otherwise, I am in great spirits. Otherwise, I'm in a fine, fine mood. Let's see. I do want to get, because just about getting ready to close it up for the evening here. Just about to finish up this collective. But if you're new here, guys, like and subscribe, because I come back on Sunday and I do personals on Sunday. So if you have any questions, that's the time to come in, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get yourself on the list. I usually take my time and do about 40 readings on Sunday nights. Let's look at the loving words from Jesus, because I really do love to finish my nights with these. And I don't know, it's not a Sunday tea party, but if y'all want me to pull a tea tag, we can do that too. So this week is all about balance, guys, and the collective vibe. Balancing that light work and that shadow work. Going within. Avoiding comparing our journeys. Trusting spirits got us right where we need to be. My favorite prayer for a really long time has been, may God put me where I'm needed and need me where I am. And I tell you guys, it's never not answered. It's never not answered. Even if I'm doing nothing, it's never not answered. I'm right where I need to be. Whether I'm doing nothing or everything, it just, may I be where I'm needed. You know, may I be needed where I am. That's it. Be not afraid, only believe. Thank you, Spirit. I love that. Another shout out to my friend Marky out there. I don't think I've ever pulled a Mark in all these times that we've been using these cards. So shout out, Mark. Thinking about you guys. Be not afraid, only believe. Shadow work. When you do the shadow work, it's overcoming the fears. Your faith hath saved you. Go in peace. Go in peace, I believe so. And pray always. What did I say? My prayer. I'm telling you guys, I'm always saying that prayer. May God put me where I'm needed and meet me where I am. Prayer life is so important for the shadow work, guys. But also to be open to where you're being led to shine your light, right? Let's get one more of these. I love these cards. All that, like, just be really grateful, guys. My Father gives you the true bread from heaven. Just be open. Just be open this week for what Spirit wants to show you about yourself. What did I say, guys? Don't compare yourselves. Love one another as I have loved you. Didn't we say that in the beginning? Because we were talking about that, removing the plank from your eye before you try to remove the splinter from your neighbor's eye, right? And this goes back to like loving yourself, loving each other the way that you would want to be loved. And that includes like always, you don't go around and you say that this person will never change. They're never going to heal. They're never going to grow. They're never going to learn. Right? Watch those words this week. Watch how you talk about the people that you are meant to love, the people that you have in your life around you, the people that were put on your path to teach you something about yourself. Watch the words you use in reference to them. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Desiree. That's a tough one. My daughter just turned 13, and I was just telling somebody, we used to fight a lot when she was younger. She's missing a bit of cerebellum. And if you know anything about that, the cerebellum is not just responsible for, like motor skills, but it's responsible for like emotional processing as well. So like, she was extra hard to work around big feels. And I had a lot of trauma early on, and, as a single mom. And so, in the beginning, we fought so much, but I'm telling you, it wasn't until I like started picking up the little hobbies like making jewelry and stuff that I saw that turn around. When I really took the time to figure out what my light work was meant to be. It's like once I got through enough of that shadow work and enough of that trauma had healed, and I did, therapists, and I picked up hobbies because of my therapists, like they're the ones that really encouraged it and helped me find an outlet for that frustration as a parent, especially as a parent. Especially as a single parent. So, that shadow work is crucial, but that light work, I just keep hearing that light work and the space in between is just as important. You'll get there. Keep coming back and sharing your journey with us. We love to talk about the ways that we can navigate these situations better and more helpful ways, more effective and efficient ways. Yeah, healing can be a long journey. It's so like growth never stops, guys, but it really doesn't have to be daunting and overwhelming or feel super cumbersome. You guys are safe here too. I always try to end my readings by reminding you guys that this is a safe place to come and talk about the things that we're working on. I'm so sorry to hear that, Desiree. I'm sure you do, Jason. I'm sure you do. I'm sure it's a zinger. What did Tennessee? Okay, that was a good one. I liked that. I like that, Jason. What did Tennessee? Same thing as Arkansas. That's a good joke. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that one. That made my inner child feel really good. Thank you. My daughter's gonna like that one, but she'll probably roll her eyes because she's that age. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for all the likes and the subscribes this evening. Thank you for popping in and letting me know that you appreciate the message. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support and the encouragement. I appreciate all of the extra love that I receive when I'm not here. I do hear from a few people here and there, and I do give personals. If anybody wants a personal reading, the links are in the channel bio, and you can find me on Facebook. If you do not have Facebook, guys, I do answer my emails when I get them. But if you do end up emailing me and I don't reply right away, don't panic. It's probably the right email. I'm just slow. I'm there. I'm just slow. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for coming out and supporting me for this collective reading. And I will see you again 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, give or take. Sometimes it's 6:15. Sometimes it's 5:55. You know, I'm human. Love you guys so much. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you then. Bye.